Hi again. So, I'm a very stubborn person and I generally won't let go of anything unless I absolutely hit the same brick wall over and over again. I'm not the sort of person to just send you a Discord message and say, you know what? Things didn't work out. We're just going to quit for the night. I do feel like there's some issue with the stream, but yeah, I'm not a big panicker. I'm a big like hunker down and get angry sort of person. So yeah, a bunch of things died tonight. And I have a feeling I know what's going on. So I'm going to leave it on just chatting for the evening. And then I'll do some deep diving tomorrow when I have more time and more wherewithal. But if I were to take a guess as to why we had such endemic issues, wait, who's texting me? Does one of you have my texts? Oh, one of you does. One of you do. One of you does have my direct phone number. Yes, everything is okay. Welcome back again. So I don't think it's Steam. I don't think it's Layers of Fear, although Layers of Fear is having some definite problems. And I don't think it is Alan Wake or Steam directly. I think it's something deeper and more painful than that. And I'll talk about it right now. I'll catch up with chat first. But also, if everything is live on YouTube, please consider continuing to add watch hours to our watch hour graph, because that's a thing that I'm still trying to feed into. What are we comfortable running? I killed Discord, I killed Steam, I killed all web browsers except the one that I need for Instagram. Let's do some music to soothe the savage beast within me. Okay. I'll catch up with chat and I will tell you my theory about what's going on. I think you all are gonna, I think we're just gonna hang for the rest of the evening though, and maybe not do a game until I figure out exactly how to mitigate this problem, if I have to. God, why are things reloading on this, on the side? Yeah, everything started to refresh and reload on my screens. Once I saw the Steam window open up by itself, I was like, damn, something critical went wrong there. These game gremlins is straight up rude. Yeah, I don't think it's a game. Sorry this is happening. I super appreciate, honestly, really appreciate you all coming back. It means so much. Yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, I try not to look at the numbers. In fact, Nico a long time ago stopped looking to see how many people he live streams to at a time, and he said, I feel so much better. I don't it's like, don't tell me the odds, and you can sort of no mind your way through and have a better show maybe as a result of it. So I thought, that's dumb. I like looking at the numbers and it doesn't bother me. I feel like I put on a good show for one person. I feel like I put on a good show for 50 people. It's not a big deal to me. The numbers don't change the way I am. I'm just authentically me. But then I started to do it anyway because it was one more thing I was keeping track of, and I didn't like having to keep track of so many things while live streaming at the same time. My brain is already going faster than I can talk. I generally can't even get everything I want to say across in one stream, let alone catch up with chat, let alone monitor 4 different streams live at the same time. There's a lot of stuff going on, right? So I stopped watching the numbers. But when I finished stream last night and I got my wrap-up reports in Twitch and YouTube, Kick does not do wrap-up reports, Instagram does not do wrap-up reports, but I can see metrics on how the stream performed on YouTube and Kick, and I will sometimes look at YouTube and Twitch. I will read those when I'm done with the stream. And it was like normal D level of engagement. I can see my regular numbers coming through that I've seen for most of the summer and into now. The trend where we've been is kind of where we are. That's fine. I did see a little bit of drop off when the little started kindergarten, and I was like, you know what? That's expected. My schedule had to dramatically change. I'm naturally going to lose some people that can't watch me at that time, or they don't like change, or they just found somebody else to watch during their regular watch hours on Twitch. Whatever, it's fine. Not a big deal. Those of you who are endemic to the community stayed with me through that big schedule shift. But to see that when the whole stream died and crashed, all 3 monitors on my table went blank, and I had to go and reset and refresh everything and try to get the game back up and running. And it did. It ran for the rest of the stream without a hitch. But it was like a chronic, just like everything died all at once sort of thing. It was awful. And then when I looked at the numbers afterwards, I feel like a bunch of people were like, oh, D died? Well, I'm just going to go to sleep. Or, oh, I don't hear D's dulcet tones in my ears. Oh, I think I need to go do something else. Maybe it's time to start some laundry or get some food in me. And they just got up and left. That's fine. I reduced down by half, I think. Half my viewers disappeared and didn't come back. And I was like, well, this is fine. It wasn't fine, but it felt, you know, what could I say? What could I do? So tonight, to have all of these problems, multiple shutdowns, multiple VODs, it's going to be awful. I'm going to have to do a lot of garbage collection, decide what's going to stay, what's not, what I'm going to delete, and what I'm going to keep. The fact that so many of you have come back over and over again, posting in Discord for me, letting everybody know, everyone continuing to refresh and come back to come hang out. It means a lot. It means a lot. It means that you're here and supportive, and it doesn't matter if a game is working or not. You're not here to support me because I'm the world's best Legend of Zelda player or whatever, and so you're here to watch that game. It feels like I'm enough, and I appreciate that vote of confidence from you guys. I hope to continue, once we're past whatever the hell's going on here, I hope to continue to give value and in very high levels and contribute to your lives in ways that will be worth your loyalty today and everything that you've done for me to make this household continue to run. Appreciate you. Yeah. When I say I love your faces, I mean that. I'd say I love you just like that, but it sounds kind of a little too parasocial. So that's why I add the faces part. I think it bridges a gap there. What do you think? Better to say it that way. Yeah. Yay for Damien back. I know, right? You weren't playing the game, were you? We were in the title screen for Alan Wake and everything crashed. So I think I'm gonna have to do some problem solving before we come back into gaming again. And I think it's gonna be next Saturday that we do that. You could have my number, 8675309. Now everybody knows it. Lady Nico, I hope your inbox can handle it, because I don't think it's going to be able to handle it. From here going forward, it's destroyed. In fact, me personally, I'm going to spend the rest of tonight off stream just spamming your inbox with what I usually fill inboxes with. And I bet you all can imagine what that is. Yeah. It's dark memes. That's what it is. The end was funny, at least. The end of what? The end of the stream? The last stream that didn't actually exist, because this is the only stream I've done tonight. I suppose you could craft some mines. I'm hesitant to put a single game up right now. Yeah. No tears, D. I'm trying not to cry. No, I'm just kidding. I'm more upset than sad. You are enough, you big goofball. Well, thank you. If you tell yourself you're not, I'm going to come and smack you over the head with the giant banana. What if I encourage that behavior? There is no last stream in Ba Sing Se. Exactly. Ba Sing Se has only one record, and that is this stream that we're currently living in right now. That's right. So I have two theories. Theory number one is my main hard drive went underneath the 10% free metric. 10% is a big deal. 10% is important. to manage. If you get less than 10% of your hard drive space for free, or free or opened up, or a certain amount of swap, I think it's not a percentage actually. I think it's like 100 gigs. You ought to have like 100 gigs of swap space open. It doesn't matter what operating system you're running, they all use your hard drive for some swap space. You lower the swap space down to 100 gigs or less, you endanger the productivity of your operating system, especially if your RAM is already taxed like mine is. I do tax my RAM. That makes it particularly dangerous to do high level or complex things with your machine. And I've gone down to 75 gigs of free storage space since installing this last game. So that's a problem. That is a problem right there. The other thing is I've installed beta software for the Rodecaster. The Rodecaster, I originally believed that I was taking on a device that could do multi-thread inputs and multi-thread outputs natively. And it turns out it's not the case with the regular firmware. You have to change the firmware to a beta firmware and do some experimental shit with your device in order to get those functionalities to work. Well, that's a little bit frustrating and worrying. I don't like being in beta. The reason why I was so thrilled to get the Rodecaster was to get out of beta from the OBS structure that we were using for audio. The OBS audio issue, I think, is because their audio mixer is in beta, and it's been in beta for forever. They are not making this a full release feature because I think they know it's glitched in ways that they can't resolve. Which is bad. That's bad. So they've kept the beta moniker on it for a long time. And it does concern me that having that beta firmware on the Rodecaster and then having beta support software on my machine to help run that has maybe caused some sort of an issue there too. I'm really hesitant to switch the Rodecaster back to non-beta, so I lose immense functionality for the device. I still get a lot of good stuff, but I really like that multi-thread input-output, and I think my machine should be able to handle it as long as their beta is well programmed. The swap space on the C drive, I may be able to fix. So I'm going to make some hard decisions about what's installed versus what's not. There's some games that I have a social conformity pressure personally that I want to have these games so that anytime that especially my favorite people in gaming wants to get into these games, that I can say, yes, I have that. I have it installed and I have it ready to go. Let's go. Let's play that game. And then if they say, oh, well, we're playing this one instead this week, I'd be like, okay, that's fine too. I have that game too, and I have it installed and it's ready to go. I might not be able to have so many of those games installed, especially if we're not regularly playing them. And I might need to make the decision to uninstall one or two of those. I'd rather do some of that cultivation of the machine and see where we're going there than mess with the Rodecaster. Of course, if problems still persist long after I've created a good amount of swap space on my main hard drive, then we know it's probably a Rodecaster issue. Then I'm going to be really upset. When was the last time you defragmented, or might you have a virus? I don't use this machine for almost anything that would possibly allow for viral activity to happen. I'm a really boring internet user, and so the likelihood of obtaining a virus is very minimal. Plus, I do know a good amount about SecOps. I don't run dangerous operations or do anything particularly hazardous with a computer without incredible amounts of protection involved. The defragmentation issue, I don't know if it's an issue. The hard drive in question that has low swap space is an SSD. And from what I understand about SSDs and their architecture, having a defragmentation operation resolved on them doesn't do as much as it would do for a physical hard drive. Yeah. What about Amogus? I'm hesitant to play anything tonight for the rest of the night. I might quit stream early. I might just hang and vibe with you guys. I'm not sure. I'm up for some options. Right now, I'm doing some mass gigabyte migrations off of that hard drive, and I'm also going to look at some uninstalls as well. Generally, I try to keep 2 or 3 games that I see people actively playing installed. That's me too. I think the social pressure to have more than 2 or 3 games up has been higher this year specifically. And so I've tried to keep those up. Plus, a couple of them are rather frustrating to install. For example, we were talking earlier about Sin County. To get into Sin County specifically, from no install back up to fully installed and patched is a real project. I'm really hesitant to touch that game, even if it's been a while since I've had time for Sin County. What are we duplicating here? It says if I do this transfer over, some of these games or some of these applications will be replaced. Looks like they'll all be replaced with something newer. So it's replaced with something newer. Cool. That might have freed some space. Laughs keeping ESO installed on my PC. I kept ESO installed on mine too, thinking that because Onyx, Nico, and a few others of us got into it together. And I was like, we're going to play together. We're going to play together for a long time. And then everybody dropped off of it. And I was like, okay, maybe that's not the case. But I kept it on because I was like, maybe we'll get back to it. Maybe one of us will stream it and then I'll pop on those streams. And yeah, I left it in for a long time thinking it's going to happen. We're going to get back to that game. We will, I promise. And then it just never happened. My pre-order Monster Hunter now, thinking about it. Yeah, it looks like a fantastic game. You're in ESO? Like right now? Or... Okay. So that's that. Thanks for bearing with me through everything. It really matters a lot. I have big plans for the rest of this year. I do. There are some things that if I get some free time on my days off, I have really big plans. We are still kitchenless, to catch you up on some personal stories. One of them being I can't believe, and I'm super frustrated at the fact that we are still without kitchen. What happened there is the whole place was torn down to the studs, and the wall to the outside on the kitchen was completely open except just beams. And yeah, a lot of crazy stuff was committed to rebuilding the kitchen so that it was functionally better, more secure, more stable. There was a part of the kitchen that looked like it might have started to succumb to immense weather damage. And nobody wants to tear apart part of your house, but if you do want to tear apart part of your house, you probably want to do it with the theory that it's going to take the least amount of time possible. And they said they're shooting for a 3-month, but it could be a 4-month situation. And it sucks when these kind of things happen, but sometimes they happen. And then they got to the part where they were waiting for cabinet makers to make cabinets to put the cabinet. Once you put the cabinets in, a bunch of stuff for a kitchen locks in. Can you put a sink in before cabinets? No. Can we have a dishwasher? Can you leave the dishwasher in the kitchen with no cabinets around it? No. The cabinets have to be built in, and then the dishwasher has to be installed in the cabinet area. You can't do dishwasher and then cabinets around it. You have to do the cabinets first. Our ovens, we're using the same ovens that we used before. We can't do anything with the ovens until the cabinets are brought in. Everything hinges on these cabinets. We had a cabinet maker fall through completely. They critically failed their operations. So we went with a different cabinet maker, and they messed up the order. They sent some of our order away, and with another customer, they tried to remake the order and got some of the particulars messed up. They entered in a new contract, and every day that they're late on the contract, they lose $500. It's their own like penalty system. So basically, if it gets delayed for every 24 hours, yeah, they lose $500. And that's happening. They're already in penalty time right now. And we are officially, I think as of today, at the 1-year mark of no kitchen. So our dining room has a microwave oven sitting on a card table, bookshelves with pantry items stacked on them. Got some plug and play food preparation accessories, but it's not really doing great. The kitchen, or sorry, the refrigerator is in the dining room, resting on the floor in the corner. Not great, but that's where it has to be. It's not great. It's not great. And the prep for everything is way harder. We've got limited space to cut and make foods, and when you take them out of the microwave, like where to set them, where to place them, it's really hard to assemble food. So we do a lot of pre-assembled, which sucks. It's a lot of pre-assembled ends up being like processed food, bad for the kids, bad stuff all around. So we've also been, unfortunately, leaning on eating out more often, but eating out is so much more expensive than it was pre-pandemic relatively to everything else, that it's not sustainable for us to keep just like, oh, well, let's just go out to another restaurant. Let's go to another restaurant. And forget about the fact that we can't use our dishwasher, right? So we have to use the bathtub in the girls' bathroom or the laundry basin in the laundry room. Nothing's a really good option. They're all awkward, clanky, and you've got no like do the soap in this sink and the rinse in this sink, because we've got no places with two sinks side by side to do that kind of strategy. So the immense amount of time we take just to do dishes all the time, especially because kids are messy eaters, it's sucked a ton of productivity out of my year this year. There are things I wanted to do on other platforms, more videos and VODs I wanted to produce, and a lot of it is subject to the fact that we don't have a way to feed our family adequately, and haven't for an entire calendar year. It's insane. It's insane. It's been really disparaging and a pain for both of us, both mentally and physically, for both Oz and myself, just to get food in everybody's bellies and to keep the house relatively clean and maintained. It's been a gargantuan amount of our free time, almost to the point where I'm like, I just want to get extra rich and pay somebody else to do that part of our household for us, so we have literally more free time than we do right now. I have a high level character, but I don't remember shit how to play. I'm sure you could pick it up. There's some muscle memory there. I've thought about trying it, but I've not seen too much chatter around it. Yeah, I don't know that ESO got as big of a following as they probably felt that they believed it deserved. It's Stardew gaming time. ESO is daytime when I don't want to play Final Fantasy XIV. Interesting. You've got a whole cadence going on. It's not a bad game. I honestly enjoyed it. Just didn't play it in a long time because stupid people. Oh, did they have kind of a bad community with ESO? I forgot how big Baldur's Gate is. 143 gigs. Damn, that's a big ass game. Baldur's Gate is so good. I do need to stop making new characters though. I'd like to try it. People say that I would have a lot of fun with it. It does seem interesting to me. Do you have a yard? We do. We have a yard. Would you suggest that we take dishes out into the yard to wash them there? Because we could get like a tub. We don't have a tub, but we have a couple buckets. We could fill a bucket with soapy water and another one with rinsing water and try to do the dishes there. That sounds even more painful because just trying to get the dishes outside would be a whole ordeal. I don't know why you're asking about the yard. Maybe I shouldn't be guessing. Gonna be fun when it comes out in February. Monhun? What is that? Oh, Monster Hunter? Do people call it Monhun, or are you just making up weird abbreviations for things? I'd played with that bad free company I told you about. Didn't touch it for a long time because of that. Gotcha. I see. Add in Dreamlight Valley and Pal World plus a couple others and I'm set. Man, you're gamer supreme. Have you ever thought about streaming? I loved ESO, but I'm a lore whore, so it got me pretty easily. Okay, so it's got good lore. I appreciate that in MMOs, even though a lot of people skip through that kind of stuff. I personally find that I get sucked into the lore. That's one thing I really loved about Final Fantasy. Great world building, great story writing. I was thinking you could do dishes outside, like get a tub, make a small fire to boil water, and throw dishes in there. Oh man. Just the thought of making a fire, we'd have to acquire the tubs. We'd have to find a way to get dishes out of the house easily. We don't have easy egress to the backyard. We could do them in the front yard, but I think I'd start to feel a little self-conscious about it. Like, hey, look at us doing our dishes with everybody else staring at us in our front yard doing them. I don't know. Right now, like, I did the tub thing for a long time and I got over it because it was really hurting my knees and I was very shrimp backed, hunching over the edge of the tub doing them that way. I got over it, so I'm more preferential to doing them in the laundry room now, even though that sink is not great either, and I end up feeling like I'm just really physically fatigued after doing it. But I'm also hopeful that maybe this company is close to their end game and they'll cinch up the last of the kitchen real soon. I keep my fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. Fiance doesn't think our new internet can handle it. Streaming? But you have new internet. What's your upload speed like? It doesn't take a lot. Have you forgotten of the 36 servants of it? I have not forgotten. That's some great lore. That is true. I do like Monster Hunter quite a bit, but I've never got people I can play with since I'm on console. Oh, is it one of those games that divides the community up? I always find that really frustrating. I don't know why they do that. I've never enjoyed that. I've always been PC gamer for life, and I have friends that are just for price or for whatever other proclivities, they really enjoy console. And I feel like in a number of IPs that I would love to get involved with them on, it just hasn't happened, and it's frustrating. It sucks. They should just make everything cross-platform. Wilds seems to be cross-platform though, so that changes things. Oh, cool. I don't know how to even check. I'm not a big tech person. Go to, what's the Ookla website that like Google recommends upon quick, there it is. Akumu, check out this link. Oh, damn, I killed everything again? I haven't done anything. Brave just died. Okay. I freed up space. A whole bunch of things just died. Damn. I freed up a bunch of space. I think it might actually be the Roadcaster software then. I can't think of anything else. Unless it's the Brave browser. Could be the Brave browser. Maybe I had a bad update. I lost Twitch chat. So now I can't read your chat. Damn. Can I refresh just that dock? Give me a sec. Maybe I can make the Twitch chat dock come up on its own. Oh, there isn't even a refresh option. Well, I was going to say, I think it's speedtest.net. I lost all functionality to check. They think the PC players would put console at a disadvantage. Then fix it. Do something with consoles. If consoles suck so bad for players to play on, then they need to fix consoles. Make it better. I'd get a proper PC, but it can't be asked to get specs sorted, and consoles are a fair bit cheaper compared to a good PC. It's true. In the short run. In the long run, you get a really nice PC. You're not repurchasing the monitor, the keyboard, the mouse, the tower, the wires. You're not buying a bunch of stuff over and over and over again with every, new iteration or new generation. You might eventually want to upgrade RAM here, a video card there, but those things are going to be cheaper than a launch priced console will be. If you build it yourself, it's cheaper. That's true too. Lots of guides online, and a lot of nerds too, so that helps. Each part would be individually warranted. That does help too. Which I need a warranty on the freaking Brave browser or something. I think I'm tempted to just uninstall. I might do that off stream. I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to mess with things on stream. Let's killed a bunch of things tonight. A bunch of things have been killed for who knows why. What is going on? I'm not sure. But we have a significant more amount of space on the C drive freed up. So that's a good start. I'm looking at 118 gigs free. It's 12% of my hard drive free. That's probably way better in the long run. So it's either the Brave browser or the Roadcaster's beta software. It's one or the other. Something crazy's happening. I don't know which one it's happening to. But now I've also officially lost Twitch chat, unfortunately. Sent a screenshot. Take a look. I have to look on my phone since I can't look in. I'm scared to open Discord tonight. I might look into it now that I'm getting more hours. Funnily enough, I started getting more work after I was just saying it was free most of the week. Totally fine. Let's renegotiate our contract. You're free to pick up all that extra work. This should be fine. Your upload speed is low, but it's only low if multiple people are uploading at the same time. If only one streamer is uploading, honestly, you both could probably stream. I don't know what your fiance likes to do, but at least one of you could stream with no problems. No problems with that sort of speed whatsoever. You don't need to worry about downloads while you're streaming. Obviously, streaming is you exclusively sending content upwards, unless you decide to go live stream and then download a new game. You should be downloading your games off stream and then playing them on stream. So your upload requirements are probably anywhere between 3 to 5 megabaud, and you're sitting well above that, so you should be all right. What is considered a low upload or download? So for upload speeds, if you are looking at 5 megabaud per second, you're probably throttling something down. You might be in danger of having a bad stream if you are going to be live streaming or putting a lot of content up online. 5 is kind of on the low side. Most companies do something between 15 to 30 upload for your average user, and it tends to serve pretty well. Our household, because we do so much multimedia and there are multiple streamers here, even if we were to have something like 15 megabaud, it would probably not be terrific. We'd probably be pretty well constrained, so we pay for good stuff, lots and lots of upload, more upload than we will probably use. Download, that depends on how you use it. Depending on how many people are streaming things down, or downloading things, or updating games, how much of that's all happening all at once, what your neighborhood infrastructure is like too, because in some cases, if neighbors use up some of your bandwidth, depending on whether it's coax, if it's fiber optics, you probably won't see usage errors with your neighbors. There won't be like a peak bad time and good time sort of thing. But I feel like a lot of people seem happy around the 1 gigabaud speeds, and anything less than that, it just depends. Are you living alone? You could probably live with less than 1 gig. Are you not doing a lot of downloading or not a lot of like streaming? Less than 1 gig's probably fine. Not a big deal. I was going to look at if you are wired to the router. That is a big condition. Yeah, being wired will help your speed significantly. If you're on Wi-Fi, whatever your speed, well, the thing is, she sent me a speed test, and through that speed test, it was fine. Even then, though, Wi-Fi can be a little bit spotty or go up and down in quality, so it might be just better to be wired, period, because it takes out all of the variability. On a good day, I'm running with 125. That's good. Yeah, that's good. That's not bad. That's not bad. It's a little bit low on the download side of things, but if what you're doing doesn't really get stuck in buffering, it's overall working well for you. You don't have bad pings in games. I don't see 100 being particularly bad or negative. I'm going to try to pull up chat on my phone so that if I miss anything while I'm looking at OBS, I don't get lost in the backlog. Doesn't go too much faster than me if I don't read fast enough. Yeah. I'm on the Wi-Fi because the wired method didn't want to register to my computer. That seems weird. That seems really weird. Do you know if it is your port on your computer itself, or are there issues with the router? Are there other things that are hardwired to your router that are working okay? I've always got bad ping because I'm playing on US servers. Well, that whose fault is that? How dare you hang out with a bunch of Yanks thinking like that's a good thing to do? There's a big problem right there. Also, it looks like Instagram's basically fried for me, so I'm going to quit stream there. If you're watching on Instagram, I'm having significant technical issues and I can't see your chat or anybody on there at all, so I'm just going to quit for the night. If you are safe, fed, and loved, make sure someone out there is too, please, and I'll catch you on Wednesday. Kick, YouTube, Twitch, you're all still hanging with me. All right. We're going to... If I can even close the Instagram window, geez, it was having trouble just closing in the first place. Yeah, chat's completely foobar in Twitch. YouTube and Kick Chat are still both running. Twitch stream's killed. I don't know if that's going to help with the rest of the night, or if I should just call it. Maybe I should just get some sleep sometime soon here. I don't like ending stream earlier these days because I feel like putting in hours is ultimately getting us to the milestones faster. Getting to the milestones faster means understanding what like potential revenue can look like. Potential revenue helps me decide when it will be time to quit the salary job and start doing what I think I'm going to try to do is like gig work plus content creation for a while. So you can reduce gig work incrementally. You cannot reduce salary work incrementally. I can reduce gig work incrementally as content creation income increases, and I can just transfer 1 foot out of one pond and into the other I think I can make it work. I think that's our goal. Yeah. How dare I play with people I care about? What are you saying about your own countrymen? And what are you saying? And do you really think Americans are worthwhile to get to know? Just kidding. My port is fine because it hooked up to our old internet through the wire. Oh, okay. Interesting. Something else is going on there then. Do you have a router that's not provided by your internet service provider? That might be helpful to get. We've done that for a while now. We do not trust the ISP's components, the free stuff that they give you. Just move to the US, your internet will be way better. There you go. Live here. I could never move to the US, too expensive to leave the country. Probably too expensive once you're here too. I mean, I don't think it's cheap there either. The housing crisis is more than just a US issue, but you would definitely not move here and find cheaper. Well, that's not true. You could find cheaper housing. You would just have to live in those places that people don't see as magnets. There's a lot of social media posts about how awful it is to try to find a place to live here and how unaffordable and like humankind are basic human rights are not being met because of how shitty the housing crisis is in the US. That's only for people that force themselves to live in big urban metropolitan areas. If you were to sacrifice that and live somewhere with a lower population density, the real estate problem gets a lot easier. It's really not a crisis so much as people with their arms stuck inside the vending machine trying to pull the Coke out and they won't let go of the can, and they say they're stuck in the machine but they won't let go. There are places you can move in the US where you could afford it if you would just move there. Yeah. I don't even want to be here with the way things are going. I mean, we've got a backup plan. I've got dual citizenship ready and waiting for me in Finland if I want to go and claim it. How about we reverse the solution? You come here, same problem. It'd be incredibly expensive to move there, and the cost of living there is not great either, or cost of real estate. Unless, again, we moved out to the boondocks, the crazy far out places. I'm sure it's cheaper there. It's Starlink, so it was ordered, sent to us, then we had to set it up. Rude. Fiance is also hooked up through wire, and the new internet works fine for him. That's weird. Have you tried swapping wires? Maybe it's just a wire thing. Move to Cleveland, it gets too snowy. Who the fuck is Cleveland? Character from Family Guy, isn't it? The area these houses are in are literally rotted out, and there's tons of crime and gang activity. Damn. Crazy. I like a lot of states in the US. I've been to a lot of places in this country, and I think it's a good place to live. There are a lot of great communities. People have a lot of heart, and they do a lot for their fellow neighbors. And there's a lot of diversity of wildlife and nature to go out and visit. It's very nice. Whatever sort of biome you like, you can probably find something close or equivalent in the US. It's very diverse. It's cool. It's very nice. There are some bad places, some gangs and some bad crime, but there are a lot of great places to live here. And out of all the places to live, I think we chose a really nice place. I feel very pleased with where we are. One thing I probably wouldn't do, especially as I continue to grow older, and I don't seem to be growing any younger, despite my best efforts, is I probably wouldn't move anywhere with snow. I love snow. I love snow sports. I love visiting it and looking at it while drinking hot chocolate. I think snow is great. I like making snow angels. I like having snowball fights. I like snowboarding, but I don't like shoveling it. I don't like scraping ice off your windows. I don't like running your car for a while before you're ready to go anywhere. I don't like washing the salt out from the undercarriage of a vehicle. And if you drive where there's salted roads to keep the ice off the roads, and you don't wash the undercarriage of your vehicle, you are literally losing money on the equity of the resale value of your vehicle for not doing that. You should be washing the salt off your vehicles. I just hate, there's just so many chores, and people die or get hurt or have critical health issues all the time for exerting themselves, shoveling, fixing, like doing all the snow chores, or like getting stabbed by an icicle. There's so many reasons why extreme heat or humidity or big storms or rains are so much safe. Even earthquakes are safer than having to deal with snow for the rest of your life. That I refuse to live in a place where snow is a chore. It's a great place to visit. Anywhere with snow is great to visit. I would never make snow part of my have to do for the rest of my life thing. It's a very cherry-picked area. There's a ton of nice places here, but yeah, most of the cheap or the cheapest places are going to be in not good areas. Yeah, that's true. Snow sounds like a pain in the ass. Again, if you just stay indoors, or if you can pay somebody to do your chores for you, if you have that kind of money, then it's not a big deal. And if you're young, I mean, if you are 20, you probably have a crazy amount of years of snow chore capable body mechanics in you, unless you have some sort of disability or something else going on. But as you get older and older and older, your ability to manage snow is going to continue to deplete. And you'll have to ask yourself, is it worth the prettiness to bother with the chore? Because the chore will always be there. Will you always find it pretty enough to suffer through the chore as the chore gets harder and harder as you get older? Also, old snow is nasty. It gets like car oils and dirt all mixed in, and it's just like sludgy and brown and gross and awful. Yeah. Oh shit, snow stabs you? Glad I don't have snow. I mean, icicles stab. Snow doesn't tend to stab so much. What happened to the stream? This is the stream. This is what we do. This is what we're doing in tonight's stream. You know how when it rains, water drips off roofs and stuff? Yeah, makes big stabbies. Snow stays on your roof. Then when it gets warmer, it will start to melt. The snow melting drips off the roof or the gutters, and as it drips, it freezes. Oh yeah. I have a hard time existing below 6 degrees. I could go sub-zero, no problem, but I'd like to be really nicely dressed then. But six is still comfortable for me. You get to wear layers, you get to look sharp. Layering can be a real nice thing. Yeah, it all happened last night too. All the tech issues. I know you're getting older, but you may want to look into those tech issues. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Sometimes when the icicles get too big, it can cause serious damage to your house. Yes, you got to knock them out because they can fall at any time. So they can also be a danger to people, but they will also have the potential to damage your property. Tell your computer to run a diagnostic and cough. Can you turn your head, computer? I'm just going to cup your RAM. My lungs throw a fit when it gets real cold. I don't think I've ever had that problem. Yeah, I like breathing really, really cold air. If I could breathe...
What's wrong, Dad?
Oh, thank you.
Nothing, not a thing. I'm right as the mail.
I have literally no way. Oh no, I can check my phone to see who sent that. Thank you, Toady. The music sounds tinny. If somebody else says it's tinny, I'll see what I can do. But I've noticed that you have had issues with my audio that other people say they don't have. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Because the music sounds great in my ears. So I just want to make sure it's not just a you issue before I go messing around with stuff. Yeah, if I could help it, I would breathe really, really cold air when I was asleep and just cover myself with tons of like warm, thick, fuzzy blankets, big pelts, and, you know, ancient medieval, I guess not ancient, but like medieval thick woolen and fuzzy and stuff like that. That would be fantastic. And then breathing cold air to sleep. I've had a whole collection of icicles fall on my head, neck, and shoulders at once. Eesh. Just going out my door. I moved far, far away from snow for a reason. Do not blame you. Back to bed for me. Thanks for stopping in, Oz. Making me really happy that I've never seen snow. Seeing snow is fun. It's a good thing to visit. Like I said, it's very fun to play with. It's very enchanting. And because snow has a powderiness to it, it also creates a hush where you would normally hear certain wind and animal sounds and things out in the wild. When freshly fallen snow is around you, everything sounds quieter and more peaceful, and it's very sweet. If you gotta then do stuff in it, it's not sweet anymore. The chore part is awful. We don't really have chores here related to weather. We get rain here that has bad drainage issues, but that's endemic to my neighborhood specifically. And the trees in our backyard shed leaves, so we've got a couple different options to do what we want to do with the leaves. I like to pile them up in a pile and turn them into mulch, and then use that mulch to fix sort of the patchy, nasty parts of our yard that don't grow grass very well. I cover them with like really nice, dark, dense soil from the leaves, and we're slowly making like a full non-patchy yard out of it, which I think it's turning out really cool. But aside from those, we don't really have weather-related chores, which is great. I love that. I don't want to live places with weather chores. There's also snow if you live near lakes. It's wet, heavy snow. No, thank you. I'm good. I make sure I'm never outside when it gets real cold. Last time I was out and about on a cold night or morning, I ended up in the hospital because I couldn't breathe. What the heck? Do you have some sort of cold air allergy or pneumonia or something? That's intense. I don't blame you. Maybe stay indoors when it gets particularly chilly then. Yeah. Yeah, so I would normally stay up for an extra hour and we'd still be playing games, but I feel like not even my web browser could stay open. We couldn't keep Instagram stream open. It killed my Twitch chat, which I guess is browser based. I didn't know that it was. And I'm sitting at much more free storage space. I don't know if me clearing it after having booted up necessarily fixed it though, so I might do another reboot. What I might do is just take this last hour off stream, try to run some diagnostics and just see how things are going. Try to do some stress tests, see if Layers of Fear is causing any issues, see if my browser needs an update or if it needs a reinstallation. I'll mess with some stuff so that maybe I don't have to spend my days off streaming to diagnose all this, and so we can get hopefully everything up and running by next Wednesday as fast and easily as we can. So it's probably a good time for me just to try to call it. I'd raid out, but I also can't open my browser to check on anybody else's raid to see how they're doing. Or when we raid in, I can't monitor them saying hi to me. So I also probably will skip out on a raid tonight, unfortunately. Toady, there's a fun fact. Fun event of ice storms. That sounds awful. They can literally coat trees and make them explode. Does that happen where you are? Certainly doesn't happen down here. That sounds, yeah, absolutely garbage. I'll stay in the south. It gets hot in the summer here. Like, it gets so hot and sticky that you can take a shower, step out of the bathroom, and you're sweating and gross again, smelly. So that part sucks, but I just hide in AC environments and I don't go outside when it's hot. But our fall and spring are mild and pretty good weather. Right now it was pretty good weather to be outside all day. We were outside all day. I still feel pretty drained, but it was a nice day. And our winters are great. We've lived here for what, 3 years? We've had one day of snow in 3 years, and it didn't accumulate. It was just pretty. It landed on the ground and it melted the moment it landed. So it was all the charm with none of the chore. Yeah. All right. We're going to call it a night. I'm going to go ahead and try to do some work to see if I can make it so this literally never happens again. And I will catch you all on Wednesday for another discourse. We already got some good games set up for next week. What will happen probably is if I can get Layers of Fear to work, we'll play the last chapter and close everything out with that. And then we'll move on to Alan Wake. If Layers of Fear turns out to actually be part of the problem, then we'll just move on to Alan Wake. If neither of those work out, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have money to buy a second computer right now these days, or upgrade RAM if a RAM stick broke or whatever. I'll run some diagnostics. We'll figure it all out. Yeah. No stressing. I will try. I will try. Being a work from home person, if your computer stops working, it's a little hard not to put too much stress on your shoulders. Sometimes I want to overthink and overanalyze issues when I know I just have a certain workflow that I have to get through. So I'm just going to try to get through the workflow and see how it does, and not worry about the things that I can't change until I know exactly what's going on. Which chapter is it again that I'm on right now? I'm on the musicians chapter in the remake of Layers of Fear. Yeah. So if you see anything there, send me a Discord. I'll probably be on Discord on my phone. So if anybody wants to DM with me while I'm doing all this sort of stuff, I can chat. I'll be awake for the next 45 minutes or so. I'll try to fix some of this stuff out. But I will say goodnight to you all now. Catch you all on Wednesday, hopefully, if we don't have critical failure between now and then. And until then, if you were safe, fed, and loved, make sure someone out there is too. Please. See you soon. Love your faces.